Hello Internet. Today we have 1490 Founders Edition. That does not post. So let's take it apart. I mean, the whole board is just loose. I've never seen a Founders Edition card with these washers that are so big. These are not factory. What are the chances of this being a scam? Look, this is not a scam. Who cares? What do we have here? Why does it not work? Probably memory issues. So let's check for the short. Nothing here, nothing here. Memory, good. Hex, good. 5, 12, 12, 12, 3.3. Is that 3.3? Yes.
Short is gone.
We're having a problem with the connector. Let's go inside under a microscope, see what's inside of the connector. And it might actually be a working 4090, with the exception of that one pin. It's kind of sitting funny. It's kind of pushed out. Let's see if I can push it back in. That just got back in there. It looks like it's bent, so let's bend it back. And that thing is very soft. That is not good. This one's bent also. I think this is looking... There, you can see that the pin is kind of bent. That could definitely contribute to the problem. And that just doesn't want to go in there. So we're gonna have to replace the connector. So what are we doing? We're flipping a switch.
Power supply is on, nothing smoked.
We're only doing 1.5 of an amp. Now that's rather low. That could be due to a faulty connector, or it could be...
The best flux.
Let's see what kind of voltages we're getting on the board. My guess is that we're missing something. So most likely we're gonna have both of these. So 1.2, 1.8. So obviously we have 5. We have memory, and we have the core.
But we still have 6 beeps.
Interesting. Almost as if not all of the power stages are operating. Very interesting. Let's look at this under a thermal camera, see if we can get any better idea of what's going on with the board. Thermal camera is very useful for situations like this. What I want to see is I want to see every memory phase glowing hotter than the rest. But I want to see everything glow. And everything does. And this thing here, whatever this thing is, it's not hot. It's warm, but it's not hot. The core is not very hot either. Yeah, but it looks like every power stage is operating. Interesting. Let's go and boot this thing with the PC. If it shows up an image, then I guess we fixed it. And that cold boot with 1.5 of an amp. Or what was it? Yeah, 1.5. That seems low. I'm not sure what's going on in here. A little bit low. I was actually thinking about maybe close to 2 amps or something, but who knows? I don't always record which board pulls how many amps, but on average I would expect to see maybe a little bit more.
Everything works except no image on the screen.
So we're not getting an image on the monitor
Screen.
Let's go into the memory test. Kind of wonder if we have PEX. Let me see if because I haven't checked the PEX. Yeah, we do have PEX.
We got packs, but we still have 6 beeps.
So let's go and see if we can run a memory test. And I'm guessing we're gonna have a no detect. So this test is gonna fail like right away. Yep, PCI device not found. Perfect. Let's shut this thing down
And remove the goggles.
If I'm not mistaken, we can check if the PCI Express logic U-gate is working correctly. So we need to figure out which of the where does this pin, so this pin here, the very first pin from the notch, where does it go? And I'm guessing it's gonna go here. Yep. So it goes here, which means it's this little tiny transistor, or the U-gate, this little guy. So it's gonna have 2 inputs. So, or basically 2 enable signals. Enable 1, enable 2, ground. And this is VCC, and this is output. So if I have an output, that means that the detection logic is working correctly. So let's put this thing back on a testing stand. And I'm going to measure that pin once the GPU is powered by the motherboard. All right, so we're powering the board, and we get nothing. Oh, we get 1.8. Okay.
Short is gone.
And so...
And we are done. We're gonna invoice and mail this back to the customer.
We now know that the detection logic is working correctly. The only thing I can do before I
And remove the goggles.
go into a full reball is check for any kind of physical damage. It's like all LEDs are glowing. That's good. And then if I find something knocked off that could explain the issue with such a low power demand, then that might fix it. But otherwise, it's going to be a reball. So I'm going to go ahead and do some visual inspections. And if I find anything, we'll try to fix that. Otherwise,
we're gonna invoice and mail this back to the customer and remove the goggles.
We're going straight into the reball. All right, so I didn't see any damage on the board. And the last thing we can test is obviously the oscillator. Noise on this pin, and that's it. I mean, you can see that we're kind of seeing something. Let me try to zoom in here. You can see that we're getting like garbage. Either way, reball is our only option here to confirm. Most likely damage is under the core, several rip pads, or just pads that are cracked due to some kind of a stress or what have you. And that would be it for the diagnostic. Let's get this thing lifted and see what's under there. Okay, so we're done with the reball, but the thing is, it didn't help. I'm still getting the exact same fuzzy noise on that oscillator, so either the oscillator is dead, or I'm thinking, what if there's an issue with a sense pin on the connector? So let's replace the connector and see if that helps. Okay, connector is replaced. You think that would solve the problem? I don't know. After all I can do is try as many things as I can until I do one that works. And it looks like my connector might have gotten damaged by the original socket. I don't know, because it doesn't want to go in particularly easy, but it goes in. All right, who cares? Get rid of this. And there. Nope, the exact same 1.5. All right. What else can go wrong here? Let's check every power stage for a signal and see if maybe we're missing something.
A repair shop almost always uses an oscilloscope. Almost always. For this type of business.
Alright, we're gonna start with memory. This one looks good. Good, 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 good. All good on this side. And every single one of them looks good. Everything just looks good. I do not know what is wrong with this thing and why does the crystal oscillator not generate the signal that I'm looking for. One reasonable explanation would be that this pin or this corner of the oscillator is not connected to the core. So we need to remove every resistor that's on its way and then see if the connection between the core and the pad actually registers. And this is basically the signal that we're looking for. And let's remove that resistor, and we're testing the pad that goes under the core. And we are reading a value. That's good. That means this is connecting over there, so we're good. Now we need to figure out this guy. And this guy has this capacitor in the way. So I don't really want to remove the oscillator and the capacitor. That's a lot of work.
You're either too lazy or you really have no clue.
So what I can do instead is cut the trace. We get a reading. So we definitely do get connected to the core. And with that, I conclude that we do not have a problem connecting the oscillator to the core. Let's see if that's gonna post or give us 6 beeps. There's absolutely nothing on there, and the core is not even warming up. So
I just feel like I want to hit myself with something. Can somebody get me a hammer? The big one.
all right, I found the problem. I've seen it before, and I've only seen it once. That's why it was difficult to detect. So there's this little tiny chip here. It's right next to the memory buck converter. I don't know what this chip is. It's right here. So what'll happen when I turn the board, when I turn it on, there. This guy is 84 degrees. Well, that took a while.
Stupid.
So let's zoom in on this little bastard. I didn't see it before though. Before, I saw the heat signature coming from this 3.3 volt auxiliary buck converter that takes 5 volt, steps it down to 3.3. But in this case, it's this little guy. I have 3 4090 donor board, maybe 4, and not a single one of them have this chip. See right there. That chip is not there, and it is not there either. I do not know what this chip is. Earlier revision of the same board, I don't know. I don't really see any way to tell what version this is. So clearly we have 2 different revisions of a 4090, so that's not good. And we have no board views, no schematics, so good luck.
And we are done. We're gonna invoice and mail this back to the customer.
Okay, so how do we go figuring this out? One way to figure this out is to basically take any kind of 4090 and start looking around the 1.2 1.8 volt circuit and find some kind of a chip that represents that visually looks like a U-gate, such as this one. So but if we look at its pinout, the ground is actually pin number 2, exactly like we have in our case. So it makes perfect sense to assume that this would be the chip that we're looking for, some kind of a kick voltage reference. I don't know what any of this means, so let's see. And there, this is a gigabyte that we have this chip. It reads CCA, I think it's a T, I'm not sure. And on 4090 on our standard edition, it reads about the same. So let's go ahead and take this chip out and put in a donor, see if that helps. All right, let's see what measurements are we getting now. This pin here, 10K, kilo ohms. We had like 100 ohms or 250 or something. Definitely change. We're definitely getting kilo ohms on all of these pins, and this one here, same, unless I missed something. Okay, let's see what changes. Hopefully this was it. Just one little tiny annoying chip that caused all these issues, and I'm not even sure why. It was not visible, as far as I can remember, on the thermal camera. When I was looking at it, the only thing that was warming up was this guy. So let's see what that does. And we're instantly pulling 1.8 amps. And I wonder what will happen if we switch to a oscilloscope and see what the oscilloscope is telling us now. If I'm not mistaken, we're testing pin number 3. See what that shows. Here we go. That is exactly what I wanted to see. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Now let's see if that thing will actually detect or post after all that butchering that we've done so far. That would be interesting to see. That goes in here. Gonna wet this real quick so it's all nice and clean. Some fresh Chinese boogers. That goes there. This goes here. And off we go. I think it's posting. Whoop-a-dee-doo. Yes. We got him, ladies and gentlemen. The 4090 is fixed.
And we are done. We're gonna invoice and mail this back to the customer.
That was definitely unusual, very interesting repair. If it wasn't, please let me know in the comment section why. And I'm gonna go ahead, put this thing together, run some tests. Everything should be okay. Give the customer good news, and thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.